Now, normally I would start this video by saying praise be the Messiah, but today we are worshipping the powers of chaos, as we are gonna take a look at my old world army, the Warriors of Chaos. It's 2000 points, nearly on the nose. I think it's actually exactly on the nose. It's an army that I've been using in some of my practice games and with my friends. And it will be probably changed slightly, but this is the current iteration of it as of the 8th of the 12th, 2025. I am new to the game, I find it quite fun, and I thought I'd share my current list and my current impressions of the game. We're gonna start with our HQs, with our commanders. We have a Chaos Lord on a chariot, Mark of Nurgle on both of them. Yeah, we're gonna start by looking at the Lord of Chaos Lord. He has a Mark of Nurgle, a flail, Talisman of the Carrion Crow, extra arm, and of course a chariot, who also has a Mark of Nurgle, because I believe both the general and the mount have to have the same mark if it's possible to equip them with. That comes out to a 413 points. As you see, I've placed the generic Chaos Lord on top of it, just to represent the Chaos Lord on the Chaos Chariot. But this is currently a placeholder. This is the only unpainted model that I have in my list, which is quite a success, if I can say so myself. Then, moving on, we have a... where is he? There he is. We have a Sorcerer Lord, Mark of Nurgle, Wizard level 3, Dark Magic, Spell Familiar. Comes out to 220 points if he could focus. There we are. Now the staff, as you can see, is slightly bent because it snapped many a time. And it's been super glued to oblivion. But it is what it is. Very nice model. I think it's one of the FOMO boxes, the Anniversary Edition Sorcerers. So I'll need to try and... From some angles, the staff looks grand, but then from angles like this, you can tell that it's been snapped a few too many times. But what can you do? Then we're gonna move into our core, which comes out to 503 points total. We have 8 Chaos Knights. I believe I'll be running them in a 4-4 rank or a 5-3 rank. I haven't decided yet. But it's 8 Chaos Knights with lances, Mark of Nurgle, and full command structure, so Champion, Standard Bearer, and Musician. The Standard Bearer has Totem of Wrath, and that comes in at 316 points. Then we have a unit of 10 Chaos Warhounds, coming at exactly 100 points, because they have Vanguard, Armored Hide 1, Poisoned, and a Warhound Handler. Now these are currently a placeholder, because I will be replacing them with some more Chaos Marauder Horsemen once I get the new box painted. But the ones behind them, as you can see here, are the AOS ones, which they are pretty cool models, I must say. But they obviously don't come in with the war gear that I want them to have, but I'm just gonna proxy them. They are still Chaos Marauders, just have different war gear. Because the ones I have on my list are with shields, Mark of Chaos Undivided, Javelin, and Cavalry Spear, and full command structure, so Horse Master, Standard Bearer, and Musician. That's the end of the core. Then we go into our special slot, which is 19 chosen Chaos Warriors, if we can zoom out. Shield, Mark of Nurgle, full plate armor, full command structure, so Champion, Standard Bearer, and Musician. The Standard Bearer has a banner of the Dark Powers to give them -3 to magic resist, so they are more resilient against spells. Considering I also have a Chaos Lord who is joined with them, and they both have the same mark, which would be Mark of Nurgle. Now, I did consider Mark of Zinch to make his casting a bit more reliable, but I really do like the banner that gives you magic resistance -3, which I might mess around with it a little bit here and there, just to see what would be better. Mark of Zinch on both of them with a different banner, or I'll stick with the banner of the Dark Powers, for at least for now, and see how it goes. Now, why chosen Chaos Warriors and not chosen Knights? I want to experiment a little bit here and there, to see how do the chosen Chaos Warriors perform, Because I have been running the Chosen Chaos Knights for quite a while, in quite a few games now, and they did perform very well. But with how the scenarios have objectives and they require you to have a very tough, tanky brick, basically camp the objectives, I feel like these might be an answer to that. Also, one quick mention, you can see that the bases are varied between the units. I have decided to change the way I do bases, and it will be mostly done in the very kind of depressing and dead colors, like you can see on the Chaos Marauders over there. And the greenery will basically go away. I will need to scrap it and spend some time on it. But I will eventually get them to a unified base coloring. But that will just take some time. Probably after I paint the chariot. And then in a rare spot, we have my Flamingo Dragon. That's a Warpfire Dragon, 375 points, no upgrades. And that list comes out to exactly 2000 points. And you can see Conflict 47 and Bushido models waiting to be painted. But yeah, Flamingo Dragon. I call him Flamingo because that's how he has been dubbed on the group, so he is my forever Flamingo Dragon. I do not know how I painted his skin like that, but it just came out that way when I was mixing the paints. And I decided, you know what, I'll leave it as it is, because I did plan to make a Slaaneshi themed army. That's why, for example, his cloak is pinkish and so on. But with the new journal that's been released for Warriors of Chaos, I thought that making a unified army with a singular Mark of Chaos, like Slaanesh, Mark of Slaanesh on all of the models, would be cool, but I don't think it would be... I don't want to say viable. It would be viable because Mark of Slaanesh is pretty good. But I decided to keep my options open, so I made more of a mismatch army. So you have Slaaneshi Chaos Lord and Slaaneshi Warpfire Dragon, but then you have Core Knight shields on these Chosen with purple, which could be interpreted as Slaanesh, or sorry, as Zinch color. I know it's blue, but you know, purple, it could be either Zinch or Slaanesh, so it could be either or. Then on the Warrior of Chaos, you have full-on Khorne, all red shields. So and then Chaos Marauders, obviously, just regular brass, because from the lore that we've learned so far in the new journal, it's slightly a bit more complicated when it comes to the marks and praying to the ruinous powers. But yeah, that is a quick look at my current 2000 points of Warriors of Chaos that I'm running. My friends have gotten their battalion boxes and have been putting them together. And we've been having some practice games, and they really enjoy the system. I also very much enjoy the system. I think, currently, this is the best Games Workshop gaming system that they have. I think this trumps 40k, 30k. I can't speak about the specialist games because I just simply haven't played them. So I cannot talk about Kill Team, Necromunda, and so on. But from the main, quote-unquote main big battle games that they have, the Games Workshop has, I think I like the Old World the most, and in my opinion, it is currently the best system they have. It is complicated, and there is a lot of debating when it comes to it, but I find that my games, even against random people, are more chill. There is no stress, there is no sweating, there is no tryharding. Of course, everyone wants to win, but I find the games in Old World to be much more relaxed than, for example, 40k. Because whenever I play 40k, even against random opponents, there is always this underlying tension to win the game, which with this I find none of that. So as I still continue on my 30k army because I haven't played a full like 2000 or 2,500 point game when it comes to 30k. I've only played smaller games because my army is not complete. But I'm currently putting together the new Chaos Marauders box, which I'll show you the size comparison between the models. And let's pull you. Okay, so this is the height difference. They are pretty much the same height. That's as close as I can get to the height difference. It's very close. I think this Marauder might actually stand a little bit taller than the Chaos Warrior. Now, they look grand beside one another, like, you can't really, you know... It's not awkward, like, for example, with Primaris and Firstborn Marines. But Chaos Warriors should be just slightly bit taller and a bit wider. But if I had to guess, at some point a refresh will come in that will make them slightly bigger. And probably will increase their base size as well. Because I think they're both the same base size. Yeah, they're both the same base size. So they're both, I think, 30 millimeters now. While before, the Chaos Warriors were 25, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a bit of an upscaling, but it's honestly welcome. I welcome it. Because the old models, yes, there is a lot of nostalgia, and the models are still holding up on their, in a rank and file game like this. They do look... Oh. They do look really cool. And I really enjoy it. But I would like to see what the new models would look like. And I'm very curious. You could use the AOS, but it would be slightly more awkward to put them in a rank and file. And it wouldn't feel as natural as this unified force that we have here, right? But yeah, that's enough of my rambling. That's a very quick video showcasing my army. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. And I hope that my shaky hands haven't gave you motion sickness, as I think they might. But I might get as a Christmas present a stabilizer or one of the handheld things to make sure that your recording is stable. But yeah, I'll see you next one. Go on.